Sammy says hello. It is Sunday, August 6th, 2015. Excuse me, September 6th, 2016. I'm not used to the new month, change of month. So we wanted to talk about something today that kind of came to me a few days ago, this idea of people not being okay with being told what to do. Those kind of people. People who don't like to be told what to do. And so I was thinking about that. And I thought, well, we've always just thought, people like that are just, trouble. And they know they're trouble and they're just making life hard. And they don't want to, they're selfish, self-absorbed, self-centered, whatever. And that it was a bad thing to be. And then, like we like to do, I started to pull it apart, that idea. And then eventually I came to the idea of who are the ones notoriously known for not being told, not wanting to be told what to do. 2-year-olds, right? I call it the terrible twos, because, you tell them something and they say no. Or maybe they don't say anything, but then they just go right ahead and do what they want to do anyway. And we've just always thought, that's just something that needs to be rooted out of that child. The sooner the better. And we've thought it was a sign of a bad kid. What's worse than being disobedient? What's worse than not obeying another person's orders of how to live your life? And in a 2-year-old's world, that's what it is being told how to live your life. And we can simplify it like that because that's what their world is. Their world has become a place where they're not just an observer of the things around them. Now they're taking part in all the fun. They're touching things. They're putting things in their mouth. They've been doing that all along. They're making decisions, basically. If I want to stand up, I can stand up. If I want to walk, if I want to touch something, if I want to pull something off of that shelf, if I want, And in their world, there's no right or wrong about it. It's just me and the interplay between me and my world. What's so wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, except there are things that can pose a threat to a child that they're unaware of in this world. They don't understand that this place has dangers, potential dangers that can, that threaten them. And so, but they resist that. They resist being told what to do anyway. And they don't understand this whole idea of dangers and stuff like that. So, of course, we can't just let 2-year-olds go where they want, do what they'll all be running out in the middle of the streets, getting hit by cars and reaching up to the stovetop, pulling over boiling pots of water on themselves, and that's a tough way to learn a lesson. But so it makes sense that in that sense that they'd be told what to do, because this arena, is filled with potential harmful things to threaten their well-being. But now let's branch it out in another direction about being told what to do. Free will. That's the whole reason to exist, really. If I wake up in the morning and I know that every facet of my life has been decided or will be decided for me as I move through the day, that's not a good prospect for me. And the time I'm going to spend existing, I'm not going to exist. I'm just going to be let's call it a cog in a machine. Yet isn't that how so many of us are living our lives now? And so, but we're designed to have free will. And every time it's taken away from us, it doesn't feel good. Even if it's explained to us why our free will is being taken away from us, that the ability to decide for ourselves, to make a choice, it still, on some level, doesn't feel good, because it's still what's happening. And again, so that's because I'm sweeping while I'm doing this, because, we like to multitask. So sorry if my voice feels like it's doing weird stuff. So, we're designed to experience existence as a player. And we are a player. We are. And even to the minutest levels of anything that exists, we are a player with that, whatever it is. I missed a whole area here. Anyway, that's why people get so depressed sitting in cubicles 8, 9, 10, 12 hours a day, just doing what has already been predetermined that should be done without any of their input or thought on it. You're just performing a function. And there are probably things in existence, I don't know. I wouldn't know why I'm making this assumption. There may be things in existence that just don't have this type of consciousness to choose, yet can fully and completely be satisfied in existence. If we can think about some form of life that can be satisfied with existence apart from consciousness, sensations that feel pleasant or whatever. But as so I'm thinking maybe plants, plants, they receive from their surroundings, they take it in, they assimilate, they utilize whatever comes into their system. They're not making decisions to do this. It seems like they're not deciding to do this, but they're doing it. And then they're letting out whatever, maybe carbon dioxide and other things that are beneficial for other life forms. And so maybe this is being done without, to our perception, it looks like it's just happening, and they're not stopping and saying, hey, maybe I don't want to photosynthesize today or whatever. We've never seen a plant do that, I don't think. Decide that, but we don't know. Anyway, it's just an example. Yet, the plants and the flowers do well in their assigned role without maybe sitting in a board meeting and just, I don't know, sitting and deciding, what do I want to do today? But we, or even maybe animals, I don't know. We can't just make assumptions about other life forms, or what they're capable of, or what abilities they have, or what, exactly how they function, because we don't know. We don't know. Well, I was going to say we only know what we know, but we don't even know that, because as soon as we think we know something, another theory comes and knocks that off. But in any way, we'll bring it back down to humankind. We feel better when we're allowed to use our free will. And oftentimes people don't want to give up their free will because other people have an agenda, or other organizations, other groups, other whatever have an agenda, and it's gonna end up leaving them with the short end of the stick if they submit and give up their free will. Somebody else is going to benefit at your expense, and so people resist it. So that's something that happens too. But even if that's not, but oftentimes it is the truth that when people assert their whatever power over another person and say, fuck you and your free will, you do what I want. So often it's not in the spirit of, I'm doing this because I'm thinking of your well-being. Oftentimes it's because there is an agenda, whether it's, the agenda of the people around you, of your family, of your coworker, whatever it is. It's been weighed, and the conclusion that has been reached is that more important than your free will and your well-being, your personal well-being, is the well-being of the group, of the this, of the that, or the perceived well-being. And it's not even well-being. It is that something can have a certain conclusion. So maybe nobody at the office likes that we're each going to have to work an extra hour a week, and we're not going to get compensated for it, but it benefits the company, and that's more important than your personal well-being. But see, it's not for anybody's well-being. There's an agenda there. And and so often that's true. It may not seem so blatant, but there's, more often than not, the determination has been made that this idea that we want to be, this thing that we want to come to pass, is more important than your well-being. That sucks. Why can't we work it out so that everything is considered, and and sometimes it is to the best, but priority in this place has often become something else. Not any individual's freedom of choice and their well-being, but that my agenda is met. Whether my agenda is that it's easier for me as a housewife that everybody be here at 5 o'clock when dinner is served. That serves me better than, well, this member of the family has this thing that needs to, that they would rather do, and this member of this this member of the family has this thing that they would prefer to do. And so what? You know? So but it's gotten out of hand. And people are unhappy because it's become a way of existing now where my freedom of choice of making decisions is consistently being taken away from me in all its different forms. And then, inside of ourselves is this question. And we haven't recognized the words of it, but the feeling, which is, what about me? What about how I feel? What about what I need? What about my happiness? And that keeps coming up. And, as far as how this subject can branch out, we'll leave for another recording. It's almost 17 minutes. But anyway, those were some thoughts that were going through my mind recently. And how we've all just kind of laid down and rolled over and accepted that the concept of freedom of choice is a non-question. It's a non-issue. It's a non-anything. It doesn't matter. We've just kind of accepted, well, that's how this place is. That's how it works. And I'll just try to eke out my living the best that I can according to those rules. That's fucking insane, though. Because more important than putting out products and reaching stupid goals, more important than that is that each life feels good in its existence. And that has become a very unimportant thing. That people are happy. That people are fulfilled in their experience of this. Fuck people. And even if you do work for a company, that you're getting compensated well, so to speak. You're making lots of money, you're getting benefits, you're getting perks and things, and the prestige of working for that company. You're made to feel like, well, you get to work for this slave driving company, and we're throwing you a few bones here because, we have billions of dollars. It's nothing to us that we pay you this. In your mind, in your neighborhood, your community, you're making the money. But you're making money. But believe me, if it was enough money to where they were hurting, it wouldn't happen. Just throwing you bones. And in the meantime, draining your life. You're unfulfilled. The time that you'd rather be spending with your family, or even with yourself and contemplation of whatever, all of it is just being sucked away. You're being drained of your energy. And when you are involved in a task that you really couldn't care less about, and many people who work for these corporations, they're, deep in themselves, they don't really give a fuck about the success or failure of the next product, except that as it has to do with how much money they're making. They don't care in their hearts about it. And you shouldn't. It's a non-thing. Those are the non-issues that don't matter. Yet, things have been arranged to kind of put the blinders on over people's eyes that Well, you get the prestige of working for this company and you get this and you get that. And so it's fair that we're taking everything away from you that really matters. But many people are waking up, and it's a process. I feel like everybody will wake up at some point, but I don't know that for sure. I just don't feel like, we're all just learning. And some of us are learning more slowly, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, many people believe that this is the real thing, with the things that they can perceive with their senses, and have a hard time letting go of it, because those who are running this place have done a damn good job in keeping people away from those things that will help them to see that this isn't all there is. And they've done a great job in making this place like a fucking carnival, festival circus, with all this glittery shit everywhere. And but people, we know this is not it. We understand that something in us does, and it frustrates many of us because we're too afraid to let go of it and to seek other. Everything is being done systematically and very, very billions and billions of dollars is being spent to keep people in the dark, is what I feel. And it's worked, but it's wearing off. It's wearing off. And more people are waking up because their neighbors and their friends and their coworkers and their family members are waking up and sharing things that they're learning. It's just a matter of time. And whoever is or whatever is at the top of this thing must realize on some level, understand, be aware that it's just a matter of time before everybody comes out of this sleep state and understands that human beings have this potential beyond, way, way beyond the little stupid things that are being offered in this place. It's just a matter of time, so that's it. I did go out to almost 23 minutes now, but I was feeling like that felt like it wanted to come out. So that's all. How many times do I say that's all and then continue talking? No, really, that's all. Have a great day. Love.